Metro Exodus Sam's story. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Sam, a US Marine at the Moscow embassy before the bombs were dropped, has long dreamed of returning to his homeland and maybe finding his family alive. The prospect seemed impossible in the darkened tunnels of the metro, but when the Spartans discovered that Moscow was not the only city left alive after the war, holding out hope didn't feel so foolish anymore. Yes guys, this is Sam's story, a DLC for Metro Exodus. It came out 2 weeks ago, I believe, 3 weeks ago. It's $14.99 and it's about 6 hours, I would say. Not well, if you explore everything, probably 6-7 hours, I guess. So let's see how it is. It runs like Metro Exodus does. It is a hog, an absolute system hog. Honestly, my fans on my graphics card were working overtime running this with everything on. Mine's a 2080 graphics card, and it was really making a noise. The fans, it was pushing it probably to the limits. So bear that in mind. There are a few graphical options that you can change to make your experience a little bit smoother, but bear in mind it is a bit of a hog, and I was still getting the odd frame drop now and then, big frame drops as well. Not a lot, but when they happened, they bloody happened, and you knew about it. So anyway, this follows the story of Sam, an American who he kind of befriends two people in the game. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's two kind of arch rivals in the game, and you have to ultimately end up choosing a side, and you kind of base your choice on events that happen through the game, more so in the last 15 minutes than at any other part of the game, to be honest with you. And it's a bit of a ending. But it's not about the ending, is it? It's about the journey to the end, as are all games. It's all about getting there. Is it fun? What do you do? Well, it's kind of touted as open world, but it's pretty linear, to be honest. There's areas that are kind of closed off that you just can't go to. So it is kind of linear, but there are a couple of instances where you can choose where you go. Away from the actual main quest. There's like areas where you can search and get the usual stuff that you can craft with. All of that's still in from Metro Exodus. You get all the little bits of scraps from cases that are just kind of lying all over. I found that there was far too much of it. I had an abundance, a massive abundance of it. And I wasn't playing it on easy, but I had a massive abundance of stuff. I never ever ran out of scrap. Sometimes ran out of ammo on my main weapon, and so I had to use my secondary weapons. You get a few weapons. There's a new weapon in this actually, and it's pretty handy. It can be a sniper rifle, a Tommy gun, a pistol, and fire incendiary rounds. It's pretty cool. There's also a new mutant in this. Do you know what? The mutants in this didn't impress me that much. I mean, the boss fights are atrocious. There's 2 boss fights, and both of them are absolutely shit. One of them where you fight this batty bat is just hilarious. It's just fuck off. I mean, fuck off. Just fuck off. It's awful. It's the worst boss. It is the worst boss fight I've ever had in my life. This bat. I'm not even going to show you. It's so bad. The other one was this other thing. You always get hemmed in on a boss fight. I mean, why? Why? It just ruins immersion. Fucking hell. Anyway. As you progress through the game, you'll meet other kind of side characters as well. You'll do a lot of human-on-human combat, which is pretty good. I had some really good fun fighting the other humans in this. The AI is a little bit shit, to be honest. It kind of hesitates. It sees you. He'll wait maybe a second or two before he'll actually do anything, and in that time you've killed them. The only time they kind of pose a threat is if they're in numbers and they know where you are. Then they can be very accurate, and their fire is deadly. You get hit with 3 or 4 bullets, it will kill you. Well, obviously it depends on the difficulty level, but you'll go through plenty of health kits when you're up against a lot of enemies, if they kind of know where you are. Getting into cover is old school in this. There's no kind of automatic dive to cover or magnetic pull you towards cover or automatically crouch you behind cover. You simply have a crouch key, and it's the best way. It's all old school. It makes it feel like the combat is something that you're doing. So you go up behind something you want to duck behind, you just press crouch, and you can either have it on a toggle or not, and you just crouch behind it, and then you've got a little bit of cover. So that's all good. It is still enjoyable, even though the AI is not as good as I would have liked it. The weapons are great, the gunplay is great as well, and the weapons that you have are really, really fun. And it never gets old being able to switch around the sights, lasers to telescopics to reflexes, putting a silencer on it, or a suppressor, whatever you want to call it. Switching to shotgun, different types of shotgun. You can customize your shotgun, double barrel, fired both at the same time if you want. It's all, the weaponry in this is really, really fun, and it's great to be able to customize it kind of on the fly from your backpack as you go around the actual game. You can go to crafting benches as well and upgrade your gun as you did in, it's pretty much exactly the same as Metro Exodus, except you've got new characters, a new mutant and a new weapon. Now, I have to complain because there are things in this game that really pissed me off, like really fucking pissed me off. And I don't understand it. I literally don't understand why developers do it. Lots of times I had an opportunity to get into a really good fight with some characters, and I never had to do a damn thing. And I mean that. I mean, the last guy, you kind of know you're going to fight. As soon as you see the guy, you think, I'm going to fight you at some point in this game. He's an arrogant, big bastard, and you just think, yeah, me and you are going to cross swords somewhere. And I was kind of looking forward to him being, like, heavily armoured and having a really good slugging match with him. That never happened. So then I kind of got stuck in a room with him and thought, hey, you know what, me and you, let's get it on. I can punch, you know, I can dodge out the way, let's do it. No, we are going to do the entire fight for you. You don't have to do a damn thing. And I wish they'd just f*** off, I really do, because I want to play the game, I don't want the game to play me. And so many times, twice in this game, I had a big fight lined up and I did nothing other than spam the use button. What the f***? F*** off with spamming the use button, will you? Why? What is the point? What is the point? I could do that with me fucking dick. Just slap it on the fucking keyboard. I mean, what do you want to do? Is that what you want us to do? Is that what you want us to do? Is that what it's all about? Getting me fucking knob out and slamming it off the fucking keys. Is that what you want? The one thing this game absolutely excels at, and the last one did, well, this is still the same game, isn't it? And that is immersion. The atmosphere, guys, of this game is, it's just off the scale again. It's just, it makes the game, it makes you forgive the shit decisions that the developers have made. It's just awesome. You go into some of these buildings and you are genuinely fucking terrified. It's like the atmosphere just gets under your skin all the time. When you come out and you're in the open, it gets to you. It's just, they've nailed it, absolutely nailed it. I don't think there's any other game got the atmosphere of Metro. It just paints that picture of that post-apocalyptic world so fucking great. And it's a joy being in the world. If you haven't played this game, I strongly recommend you buy it. I'm not talking about the DLC, I'm on about Metro Exodus. It's on Steam now, so there's no excuse. It's a really, well, unless you can't afford it, then that's a very damn good excuse, but it's worth saving up for, because despite its hand-holding, dumbed down, dare I say, consoleized, you know, bullshit that's definitely in this game, there are still some great moments. You'll get some great gunfights and some great atmospheres, and it'll scare the shit out of you at times. I got a couple of frights playing this. I really did. And it was just great. I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed playing through the actual game on this. So I'm going to thumb this up because it is definitely worth a buy. $14.99. Yes, it's about 6 hours long. Probably more if you explore everything. But bullshit aside, it's a fun experience. The story's alright as well. It's not the best story. Bit of a ending, but it has a good ending and a bad ending, by the way. I went for the bad ending because I just thought it was the good ending. It was the good ending for me, but it was the bad ending probably for the game. I'm going to go and do the other ending and see what that's like, but yeah, I'm happy with my ending, to be honest. So there you go, guys. Metro Exodus Sam's story. Oh, and by the way, Sam actually talks in this, whereas in Metro Exodus, your protagonist didn't say a word, but in this, he actually does talk. So, I don't think that's a good thing. I always like to put my own voice in my own head of what I'm actually saying. So, yeah, there is that. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on now. So, there you go. Sam's story is definitely worth a buy.